You know, I get asked pretty often, aren't you scared when you're riding on that motorcycle? And it dawned on me then that the majority of the population does see riding motorcycles as a very dangerous and risky thing to do. Like I'm free falling from a cliff or something. Now, in reality, I know an activity such as free falling is a few levels ahead of riding bikes when it comes to that danger and risk factor. And evidently, I'm not saying riding bikes has little risk to it. You know, there is a great deal of potential danger, and you are putting your life on the line every time you decide to hop on for a ride. But my objective here today is to inform those who are interested, all right, those who are interested. If you're not interested, it don't really matter, that you can fully enjoy riding whilst minimizing or reducing the risk you're exposed to. It is impossible, however, to reduce risk to zero. I mean, every day you wake up, you face some kind of potential harm. But if your primary objective is safety, I'm going to give you some tips to help you be safe as possible, all right? Even a hobby such as free falling can become much safer if you take the right precautions. And so no matter how many people try to convince you otherwise, or how many accidents you've seen for yourself, you can be safe and go without getting harmed. Also, I want to say that sometimes you can do everything right and be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Unfortunately, you know, that percentage is very small. That's definitely worth mentioning, but it can happen. And like I said before, that's just everyday life. So what can you do to minimize risk while riding? Well, first, you can watch your speed. And listen, I get it, I really do. Going fast on two wheels without a doubt scratches that adrenaline itch and really makes you feel alive. But going 130 miles per hour, cutting up traffic, I mean, come on now, you're basically asking for something to happen to you at that point, right? Or going 80 miles an hour on a rural road at night. Once again, not a good idea. And so we need to use a little common sense when it comes to our speed at all times. Next, gear. And I don't just mean a helmet, guys, but a jacket, pants, boots, and gloves. But what's just as important as wearing the right gear is the quality of that gear. This is your life, so I do not recommend buying the cheapest gear you can find. When I say a jacket, I don't mean a hoodie. When I say pants, I don't mean khakis. When I say boots, I don't mean Timbs. You guys get where I'm going here with this, right? The quality matters, because if you get into an accident, the right gear can be the difference between you coming out with minor to no injuries or major to fatal injuries. I'm sure y'all have heard personal accounts of people who had the right gear at the time of an accident, and then they showed the aftermath on that gear, right? So just imagine what the outcome would have been like had they not had that appropriate or the right gear. So guys, take this seriously if you want to remain unharmed in this instance. Lastly, riding defensively is everything, okay? It's awful nowadays as it pertains to other drivers on the road, especially down here in the South. Drivers nowadays are inconsiderate and selfish, only worried about getting to their destination as quickly as possible, right? Then you have nature to worry about, meaning wind, rain, leaves, wildlife, etc. And then you got the road conditions to worry about. We're talking about bumps in the road, we're talking about potholes, uneven lanes, etc. And so the main point here is that you have to be constantly aware of everything going on around you and have an adequate amount of confidence, preparedness, and knowledge so you can make good decisions on the road to avoid danger. And this is what riding defensively is: being able to adjust to the road conditions in the real world. And so once again, if you're interested in riding motorcycles, it's up to you to determine how much you're willing to risk or put in the line. But riding bikes in general is not nearly as bad as people make it out to be. You just have to play it safe. So Do not use it being too risky as an excuse. If you're interested in riding, go ahead and ride. Appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. I will see y'all soon.